Over the last weeks and months, I had a couple of people ask me to explain mains who are so used to drone racing and just points only. I am no expert in mains, but I thought I'd make a quick little video to at least explain the basics that I understand mains to be and what they are, and I can make a quick race in live time to show you in 2.6.4. First off, the basic default settings for mains and the rest of your race are shown on the classes. So if you've created a class, you'll be able to see some basic information on mains. Just ignoring the rest of the stuff, I'll show you on my mains. I'm using the standard, not the ladder, and by time, I'm not doing by laps, and just a basic 4 pilots in 2 minutes. So what you then go is go to your events. So you can either import them like past videos from LiveTime FPV or my own. You can import from MultiGP. I'm just going to go ahead and create a basic event just within LiveTime. Alrighty, here's the basic information why I want to show this. Now, in MultiGP, if you import it, you will be points. So you'll have what you've imported by how many rounds you've created. It could be 5, it could be whatever you like to do. In our past things before MultiGP, I liked actually running fastest single rounds. So even if you had 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 6 rounds, and a gentleman and lady couldn't make it to her race, you were still okay because you're only one single finest rounds, and then the next best results for the seeding. I'm avoid double and triple mains at this point, and I would save that. Basically, it was an open class that we showed you, so I add that. My frequencies, I'm going to add IMD5, which you can see. I'm not worrying about registration or imports or anything at this point, and I go to pilots. Now I can, since I didn't import anything, I can double click and select each pilot and add them to the race. As you can see by the trophy symbol, shows you that they're in the race. And I will go ahead and add 13 pilots so I can get a good 3 heats done. And this is where you can add transponders if you needed to, as you can see on the right hand screen here. All the situation if you didn't import them. And then, so now they're in the race, as you can see with trophies. Now we go heat mains. And since they're in the race, I can go ahead and create the next round. I'm just going to create a qualifying round, and I will generate the pilots automatically through LiveTime. Here you go, first qualifying round. I can change it to a practice round, or I can leave it a qualifying round. So now, since that's set, and you can see by reports, you can view the heat sheet for that round, and you can pass it out, print it, display it on a monitor. Let's go ahead and go to Race tab, and we'll go ahead and start the race. And since I'm doing as a test,
Funk PV, Blueye_FPV, Datum, Spader.
Okay, now that these were called out to race, you can go ahead and use these drone numbers to set them up manually if you see them passing a gate or transponders. So we'll just go ahead and select some numbers. Okay, and the race is finished. There's your, you can edit the results by selecting the edit button, and you can hit their laps. And if you were pushing into MultiGP, you can do points, unless if you weren't set up for laps. Done with the edits. You can view the results or print them. Or it can be set to print automatically. And you can go to your next race if it hasn't advanced for you already. Next race, we can start it.
Swifty, Zanti,
Staggered start.
EFF_P_V, GSF_57.
So as you can see, they were called out as a staggered start by the pilots' names, and their time starts when they get through the first race. So you can see their times are a little bit slower than the main time over here because I set the buttons really quick, and I can show you next round how that works. But their clock is per pilot, so technically you're kind of racing yourself even though you have other pilots on the track, and you're trying to be as fast as you can. And we'll finish that race. And we'll advance to the next one. And when I advance, it will, here's all the pilots, and it will call out the pilots in a staggered start. And this time I'll click on their numbers as a staggered start, so you can see the time's different than the race length.
Cobra, Izzy, Kern Hobbies, Mad Mike Air 32, Red Eye GD.
So I delayed hitting the button. I just wanted to show you that it's not really when their name's called out that the times, it's when they get to the start-finish gate with whatever timing system you're using. iLapse, TrackMates, Event Tracker, anything like that. So you can see the main time's at 31, but they're really, this is the clock. So they get to run their full laps for the 2 minutes and then complete their last lap if it goes over 2 minutes if they haven't been through the start-finish gate. And it goes by their times. The main time is just to give you an indication on the time of the race, but of course it goes by their lap times. We'll go ahead and finish this. We'll get some points in here just to get some seating and main seating. And we'll finish this race. Okay, so this qualifier is done. As you know, it was only 3, and we'll go back to heat mains. So now I have a seatings, and I can go ahead and set up, and we'll go ahead and create next round. So what now I want to do is I want to create the main. Okay, here's the basic main. And we did fastest single lap. As you can see, you can click on any of these and see the difference between them. And you can do best results, next best results. And you can group by class. If you change classes, we're going to do the same thing, so not a big deal. You can do, say you don't want a D main and you want 5 in the C main. Well, then you just change them. As you can see, when that changes, it gives you red and won't let you advance. And here's their results. As you can see, their best results for that single main, 4, 3, 1s, and their times going through the gate in that area there. So their fastest times, of course. So if you want to check out the results, and you can say generate. And since we got rid of the D main, now this will hopefully will give you some idea of understanding method to the madness. What we have here is the C main is the slowest of the 13 pilots who finished the qualifiers. They are set in the C main, and they will race each other in heads-up race, and I have it set up where one winner will jump into the B main. Then that B main will race with the winner from the C main, and then that winner will jump into the A main. So if you're a pilot, you technically could lose the qualifiers but win the full race if you could get through it. But it's harder for you to do because you have to keep going up mains. If you won the qualifiers, you now get to sit back and relax and wait for those guys to come compete against you. And we'll go ahead and race and see how this works, and we'll hit race. So we start the race. Now it's heads up. Start button goes. As you can see, timer started with everybody. They're off to go. Now how far or from the gate they're not. And the best way to set them up on the track, and it's hard to show you here, is you set them up in the placements they are. So since Kern Hobby was the fastest of this slow group, he can be closer to the start-finish gate. And number 5 could be the farthest away and in between. So you need to really set up your track for this. And then as they go through, you can see the results. Who gets to slowly move up? Who's the faster? Somebody crashed. Okay, now you can see that Izzy won that race with 2 and a good lap time to go with 2. Since he a little slower, but he did get 2 laps in, he is the winner of the race, and he gets to bump up. You can set him up in multiple bumps in one, but I only did 1. And we go ahead and finish that bump. It's going to tell you he's going into the B main. So Izzy's number 5, because he was the fastest of the C main, but these other gentlemen finished the qualifiers faster, so they get to go in the average of the times they had. So we go ahead and start that race, and they start going through the track. Like I said, it was when a buzzer goes, they all take off at the same time. You place them in the track as they go. Izzy's a great pilot, and he's winning the race, and the race is done because they all crashed. Not by time. It is a 2-minute race, but since I want to keep this video going, we show it. So Izzy run it. So he went from C main, and now he's going to bump up all the way to A main to the top 4 pilots that were the fastest in the qualifiers. And you can show results if you like down at the bottom here, or you can edit if you needed to. And here's the results. Okay, we'll go back, and we'll go ahead now to the A main. Since Izzy won C and B and bumped all the way up, lucky for him. I'm not changing the channels here. You can literally go ahead and change the channels in the heat mains. If you, for some reason, it doubled the means, you can go in here and, oop, these are doubled. I need to change one of these guys. And you let them know, and it takes a while for the guys to change channels, and then you can go back and race. But now you can go ahead and race. Heads up, timer starts, and they're off. And it's heads up, and they're flying around, and 2 minutes is up, and I finish. And there is your results. There is the main winner of the race. Yes, even though Izzy came in and moved up, he was still not faster than Swifty. You can view results. These can be printed. These can be shown. These can show on the screen. But there's your results. There's your winner. There's your first place. There's your second place with time 1 lap. There's your third place, your fourth place, and fifth place if you go that far. And that is mains. It's a bump system. It should be pretty easy to use. If you have questions, put them in the comments or